Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Friday morning to you all. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Going to give you a weather update this morning, talking about what could happen weather-wise for today. We're really talking about three specific areas. The biggest area is obviously this tropical system, which is forecast to become a tropical storm here in the coming hours. It's already affecting areas of Florida, southern Florida, and will continue to do so throughout the day and throughout the overnight hours. There's going to be a tornado threat, and there's going to be a big time flooding threat, which will be probably the more bigger threat here. Another area we're watching is a cold front that has slowly been making its way across the country, and it will spark some strong to severe storms, especially across the Carolinas. South Carolina is definitely a state I'm watching. And then another area is out west in the south central U.S., areas of the Midwest. The southern plains could definitely see some severe storms today. So that's what we're going to break down. We're going to talk about this tropical system first. I want to remind you guys, especially in the tropics, this could upgrade here in the next several hours. So by the time some of you folks watch this video, this could be Tropical Storm Alex. So keep that in mind as you're watching. So if you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. You guys got anything that I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's get rolling. Let's talk about the Storm Prediction Center right now. So, technically there's about 4 areas you can watch, but really the 3 areas I'm watching is this area first, where you could have some storms that pop off. Really the biggest threat with these are damaging winds and hail. There's going to be another marginal risk down here. Some of these storms could be strong to severe across areas of southeast Alabama, areas of Georgia, South Carolina, and southeast North Carolina today. We're watching this. And then there's a very small marginal risk at the very southern tip of Florida, and that's going to be sparked off because of the tropical system that is heading towards Florida that will eventually probably be Tropical Storm Alex here in the next couple updates. And we'll look at the tornado threat. The only real tornado threat is the tropical system. Usually on the right quadrant of these storms, you can have some spin-ups with these outer bands that really pivot through. So we got to watch out for some of these low-top storms associated with these gusty bands of rain here that move through areas of Miami and just southern sections of the state. They could spark a quick spin up and a quick tornado. They'll be fast moving and they'll probably come down, come back up very quickly. Normally, they're not long-track tornadoes. Normally, they're not. But please watch out for that today down here in southern sections of Florida. Wind threat is the biggest with any of these little threat areas. In this section right here, with supercells will try to form here in areas of eastern Colorado, eastern New Mexico, and far western Texas. Hail threat is also biggest with this, but you could see some hail with these storms here in the Carolinas and areas of eastern Georgia today. Now, the tropical update with this, the latest one, this is from 4 a.m. Central Time. We'll have another update probably around 8 a.m. here in the next hour or so. The blue area you're seeing, that is tropical storm warnings. We'll get a little bit of a closer look here at Florida here in a second. Even the Bahamas are under tropical storm warnings just due to the fact that the entire eastern section of the storm will be basically where all the action is. So, even though the center of the storm is not really going to move anywhere close to the Bahamas really, in the northern islands of the Bahamas, you guys are going to be heavily impacted most likely. But this is forecast to become a tropical storm, which will take the first name of the 2022 hurricane season list, which would be Alex. So this is what it's forecast to be. A little bit closer look at these watches and warnings. The reds you see, this is pivotal weather. They have a different graphics, different color graphics. That is tropical storm warnings. So they actually go inland. So basically the entire southern half of the peninsula of Florida, basically Orlando and Tampa, point south under tropical storm warnings. The watches is that lighter shade of red, almost that pink color right here, and that actually is over most of the Key West and things like that. So we need to be careful. Tropical storm warnings up. You guys know all about this in Florida. This is not going to be a devastating tropical system or anything like that, but it is basically a taste of what is to come and what is expected to be a pretty active hurricane season. We take a we take a look at water vapor loop as a whole, and you're already seeing a lot of moisture in southern Florida. In fact, we can look at this here. There's actually a little bit of a spin right here. I think that is a leftover decaying mid-level spin from what has crossed over Cuba that was actually with what was associated with this tropical system. So it's very interesting. It's kind of branched away from the main action. Even though the low pressure is way, way over here, way southeast of this. You can tell there's a little bit of a mid-level spin right here off the coast of Miami here and off the coast of southeast Florida. But you guys are already seeing some showers, some heavier rains, but winds are probably not that bad right here, but they're probably a little breezy here in southern Florida for sure. But you look at everybody else, and the complex of storms moving through northern sections of Texas right now, and then you can see where this trough is actually, where dry air is right into here, and then you have more moist air here ahead of this front that will spark some storms a little bit later today. So moving forward here, we'll take a closer look at what's going on down here in the tropics. You can take a look at the shear that's really disrupting and displacing the main convection away from this low-level center of what we have, of what will likely be Alex. So it's a sloppy-looking storm, which was expected. It's not like this was not expected. But in general, I can say that the center of actual low-level circulation is right into here. But like I said, all the convection is very displaced, which we were expecting. Moving forward here, we'll look at the southeast in general and how this will unfold today across the southeast. And moving here, we're getting into about this afternoon. You're already having a lot of showers, a lot of storms moving through areas of Florida. And as we keep this moving here, a lot of pop-up showers and storms here in the Carolinas. These are both associated with two different things. This is not the tropical moisture associated with this tropical system whatsoever, but we keep this moving here in time. We're starting to get into this afternoon. You got some showers and storms pivoting through the peninsula of Florida. These could bring a tornado threat. These can bring a lot of heavy rain. And it's just something you need to watch out for. I'm not expecting a big deal at all from this. Just several inches of rain between now and overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then there's going to be a low-risk tornado threat with any of these squalls that are pivoting through areas of southern Florida. But there's going to be a threat of some showers and storms up here in areas of the Carolinas today too. These storms can pack a punch also. So please be careful if you're in the Carolinas. It's probably going to be a pretty active evening and things like that for the Carolinas. But going forward here, sorry, I've had to stop the video a couple times. Keep somebody that's calling me and I had to answer it really quick. But moving forward here, you can see the spin down here in Florida starting to impact areas of Florida, and this moves over the southern tip of Florida overnight. Now, this is just the HRRR model. Sometimes it can be off, but in general, we're in the short range, so it's a pretty reliable thing to look at. And we're getting into the early morning hours, and this is starting to cross over Florida. And I really think by tomorrow afternoon, most of Florida will be in the clear. But really looking forward into this. If we look at the significant tornado parameter, not a lot of a signal from the STP of a tornado threat with this, but there is a couple areas you watch out for, or it rises to a 1, 2, maybe a 3 in these individual bands and southern sections of Florida that we really need to pay attention to for sure, as there's going to be a quick tornado threat with some of these bands that pivot through for sure. But the rain is going to be a big threat for sure down here. But anywhere between now and tomorrow morning could really see, some areas could see a half a foot of rain, like Miami, maybe 4 to 6 inches of rain is possible. Basically, the entire southern section of Florida between now and tomorrow morning could see several inches of rain. Once you get up to Orlando and Tampa, I think Tampa could see a couple inches of rain, but once you get up to Orlando, you guys, the rain really cuts off very quickly. So I'm not even expecting areas up towards Jacksonville to really see any rain at all. But moving forward to the northeast, you guys could still see some lingering showers and storms today as a trough is just kind of slowly kind of making its way through. But some showers and storms pivot through New Hampshire, Vermont a little bit later this afternoon. These could be strong. Maybe some of them can be strong to severe, but I really doubt it. Later this evening, Boston could see a little bit of some storm action, but then they dissipate very quickly. We move to the south central U.S. This is an area we need to watch out for big-time storm development to develop around eastern Colorado, eastern areas of New Mexico. This will slowly kind of turn to a linear threat, more of a kind of segments of lines of storms that will move into Kansas, Oklahoma, and areas of western Texas a little bit later this evening. And these could produce damaging winds, large hail, but the tornado threat with these is not very high at all. So please be careful in this entire section of the country a little bit later today. The north central U.S., pretty quiet. Not a whole lot going on. Maybe some showers that might drift into areas of southern South Dakota, but in general, not a big deal at all. But the entire eastern and central U.S., the warmest areas of the country will be the eastern Carolinas, southeast Georgia, and northern Florida, where basically this trough is not pushed all the way through. But everybody who's already been influenced by this trough is going to see some nice weather today. Only 70s and 80s for highs to the mid-south, even areas of deep south. It's just going to be nice weather. But if you're up here in the northern, north-central U.S., the Midwest, and the northern Great Lakes region, you guys are going to be locked in the 60s and 50s. That's just a little bit of an upper trough has really spinned through and influenced y'all's weather. But other than that, pretty nice day. It's not really overly hot for hot for anybody unless you live in those sections I just mentioned. But out west, maybe some showers and storms popping up for the same states. It seems like I mention every time: Idaho, Montana, Washington, and Oregon. You guys could see some showers and storms with some troughing out west. But then, in the western U.S., nobody is going to see really well above average or well below average temperatures. It's going to be kind of chilly in areas of the extreme northwest, but nothing too wild, but definitely more of a chilly day. But that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you guys have an awesome Friday, and I'll talk to y'all this evening.